The moment his head slipped and rested against her shoulder, the entire room seemed to stop breathing. In a sleek office filled with glass walls and quiet ambition, a single father who had not slept properly in months accidentally fell asleep on his boss, and in that fragile, unguarded second, everything he feared losing stood on the edge of collapse. He did not know it yet, but this small human mistake was about to change his life in ways no performance review or promotion ever could. Before the story pulls you deeper, take a second and let me ask you this. If you believe in kindness, in second chances, and in the quiet power of compassion, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Stories like this remind us that humanity still matters. He had not always been this tired. There was a time when his mornings began with confidence instead of chaos, when his evenings were not a race against exhaustion. But life had narrowed after his wife passed away, leaving him with a small son, a mountain of bills, and a heart that never fully learned how to rest again. Every day was a careful balancing act between being a good father and being a reliable employee. He woke before dawn to pack lunches, braided tiny shoelaces with clumsy fingers, dropped his child at school, then rushed into a corporate world that demanded precision, energy, and perfection. Sleep became a luxury he could not afford, and weakness was something he learned to hide behind polite smiles and extra hours. His boss was known throughout the company as untouchable. She was successful, sharp, always composed, and rumored to have little patience for mistakes. To him, she represented stability and fear at the same time. This job was the thin line between survival and failure, the only thing keeping a roof over his child's head. That afternoon, after a long meeting that stretched into quiet paperwork, his body betrayed him. His eyes burned, his thoughts blurred, and exhaustion finally won. Without meaning to, without realizing, his head leaned sideways and gently rested against her shoulder. In that instant, shame hovered like a storm cloud. If he woke up to anger or humiliation, he knew the consequences could be devastating. But something unexpected happened. She did not move away. She did not call him out or signal anyone else. She stayed perfectly still, noticing the tension in his face even in sleep, the way his body seemed to surrender as if it had been holding up the weight of the world for too long. She saw not an employee who crossed a boundary, but a man running on empty, silently breaking under responsibilities he never complained about. Minutes passed, quiet and heavy with meaning. When he finally stirred and realized what had happened, panic flooded his chest. He pulled back immediately, bracing himself for the worst. His career flashed before him in fragments, mixed with the image of his son waiting at home, trusting him to keep going, no matter how hard it got. But instead of anger, he saw something unfamiliar in her expression. It was understanding, the kind that comes from recognizing pain you have known yourself. She did not scold him. She did not embarrass him. Instead, she made a decision that no one else in the office expected. She began to change the way she saw him, and soon after, the way the company treated him. Workloads shifted quietly. Flexibility appeared where there had been none. Support replaced silent pressure. She took time to learn about his life, not out of curiosity, but out of respect. He was no longer just a name on a report. He was a father trying to hold his world together. As weeks passed, his life slowly began to breathe again. He started sleeping more than a few broken hours. His son smiled more often, sensing the relief in his father's presence. At work, confidence returned, not forced, but rebuilt through dignity and trust. The mistake he feared would destroy him became the moment that saved him. It reminded him that being human was not a weakness, and that sometimes the strongest thing you can do is allow yourself to be seen. Near the end of this story, if you feel something stirring in your chest, if this moment of compassion touched your heart even a little, please support this video. Like it, share it, and subscribe, because stories like these deserve to be told and heard. And before the ending, I have one special request for you. Please comment below and tell us what this story made you feel, or share a moment when kindness changed your life in an unexpected way. In the end, he never forgot that afternoon. Not because of the fear, but because of the grace that followed it. A single moment of understanding reshaped his future, reminding him that even in the most unforgiving places, empathy can exist. Sometimes it only takes one quiet act of compassion to remind someone that they are not alone, and that their struggle, no matter how hidden, truly matters.